Remember the truck driver who has received 110 years for an accident. Now, this was a tragedy. Don't get me wrong. This was a tragedy across the board. You have multiple people who are dead because of this tragedy. But I have an update, and I'm going to put some pieces together to help you understand, and hopefully many others understand, why this sentencing is the second tragedy in this story. Rogel Aguilera-Mederos, who killed 4 people while driving his truck. There's no doubt. There is no contention about that, okay? It was horrific and it was an accident. Caused, however, by faulty brakes, according to Mr. Mederos. This was a screenshot of him when he was inside of that courtroom. This picture has become famous, okay, for multiple reasons. Interstate 70 in Lakewood, Colorado in 2019. 4 people died. Many others were injured. The crash damaged or destroyed 28 vehicles. Aguilera-Mederos was convicted of 27 counts, including vehicular homicide. All right? During the sentencing, and this is deep, during the sentencing, the judge also acknowledged that Aguilera-Mederos did not intend to harm anyone. The judge basically believed the verdict was wrong. But the judge said under guidelines set by the law, his sentence could be no less than 110 years. I accept and respect what the defendant has said about his lack of intent to hurt people. But he made a series of terrible decisions, reckless decisions, the judge said. If I had the discretion, it would not be my sentence, said the judge. Attorneys for Aguilera-Mederos argued there is case law that should apply and would allow for the minimum sentence in this case to be decreased to 20 years. The judge disagreed, but did say it may be a case that may be appropriate for review. Now, I have never heard a judge literally say, take it to appeal, because this may be an appellate issue. That's what the judge is saying to the attorney here. Like this, I don't know. I don't agree with the rendering of the law, but this may be a case that you need to appeal. The judge is saying this, all right? After securing such an excessive sentence, the DA, Kaylee Wilderman. Now you gotta understand, let's put up a picture, Kayla Wilderman posted a picture of the brake shoe from the truck involved in the accident as a trophy with the engraving "Power Move." Let's put up a picture of the post. This wasn't private, this was a public post. I'm going to read it. You see the picture? That's actually the brake shoe, all right? It was part of the trial, right? This prosecutor said, and I quote, "Get yourself a trial partner as great as Trevor Maritsky. He turned a brake shoe from a semi-truck into a memento. What a special gift from a truly special person. I never asked for a new BFF at work, let alone one that is old enough to be my father, no offense. But I sure am grateful this trial brought you into my career as both a colleague and a friend. Words would never convey how lucky I am to have gotten the opportunity to learn from you." I want you to think about something. Everybody, let's put on our humanity for a minute, okay? People are dead. Lives have been altered. Property damaged. A young man sentenced to 110 years for something that was an accident. And what are they doing? They're taking evidence and making trophies out of it. Now, do you think this is the kind of prosecutor that gives a damn about justice or the win? When you read their oath is to do justice, not to win cases. Their oath is not to prosecute, but it's to seek justice. After the hearing about this story, truckers all over started to boycott in response. Here's the video.
To experience some hard times. You're about to experience shortages of food, water, supplies, anything that gets delivered from out of state.
My truck will no longer go to Colorado for next 110 years.
I need you to understand the context of this. If the young man who was convicted would have literally committed intentional murder, he would not have 110 years in prison. That should be context for everybody, okay? In addition, a petition is going around, has millions of signatures. One of the largest ones has almost 5 million signatures asking for a commutation to commute the sentence, or perhaps to grant clemency to the young man. He's only 23. I encourage you to sign that petition. Protesters, supporters, people that give a damn, they have also rallied in support of this young man. Let's put up that picture, okay? Now, what has happened because of all of this effort, this energy, advocacy? In response, prosecutors are now reconsidering the sentencing, okay? The Jefferson County District Attorney's Office confirmed to ABC News on Tuesday that the office has filed a motion to start the reconsideration process on Friday afternoon. As Colorado law required the imposition of the sentence in this case, the law also permits the court to reconsider its sentence in an exceptional case involving unusual and extenuating circumstances. The DA's motion states, prosecutors note they are also conferring with the family of victims in the case to consider their input for a court hearing on resentencing. That's your update. Senator, thoughts about this?
Yeah, justice. I mean, that word that you used, Doc. Justice is not always about locking somebody up and throwing away the key. This was definitely tragic. Condolences to the family. Glad to see the judge step up though and say, hey, this ain't right. Mandatory minimums are something else.
Right.
And they definitely can hurt. They do hurt a judge's discretion. And in this case, certainly it's clear cut. Glad to see them truckers unifying, and ain't nothing gonna move a state like a whole bunch of truckers saying, you know what, ain't coming through. Everybody's gonna hurt until they make some justice happen in this particular case. And I hope that that young man gets more justice because he hasn't gotten anything heretofore.
Yeah, and I want to remind everyone we're stronger as a fist rather than separated like this, right? So we're stronger when we come together. I believe in the coalition. I'd rather draw circles than draw lines. I'm good at drawing both, but I'd rather draw circles than draw lines.